same as everyone, my friend. Cause you have qualities in your personality that nobody else can possess. And authenticity is the key to your greater destiny, to be your best. Cause you are more than what you see, and everything you wanna be is there in your heart. Shine, live your life, live your dreams. Your precious beauty is unique. There's never been anyone like you and never will be again. Fly, now's the time to be free.
Hello, we are back here on the MyNomadLife tour. I'm so excited that you guys have joined me yet again, and this time we are in Dallas. Dallas. It is true. Everything is bigger in Texas. They were telling the truth. But I am here with Jay Veal. He is of Tutoring, and I adore the platform that you're creating. So I want to know as much as I possibly can about Tutoring. So what is it exactly that you guys do?
Alright, so it's not complicated tutoring, otherwise known as, is a private prescriptive tutoring company based here in Dallas, Fort Worth, where we service clientele from about 5 years old to master's level in all math, tutoring, science tutoring, and test preparations. Okay. We have clientele here in Dallas, Atlanta, Houston, Chicago, San Antonio, and reaching out to Virginia and DC area here pretty soon. But we do a lot of things in the community as well. For example, last weekend we worked with Steve Harvey's mentoring weekend, and of course that's phenomenal to work with the students there and help the young men understand what it is to be a young man and how to survive in corporate America and in normal America, as you know what's happening right now in the news. So very, very much so a passionate organization that we have with very, very many consultants, and we just love what we do, educating America's kids, touching them, providing a holistic solution to tutoring versus your outside of the box type of concept that's normally used in tutoring, right?
So then now, how did you get into this? So like, what did you go to school for? Because everyone has a passion, and I literally can tell that you're working with youth and tutoring them and helping them understand the concepts is a passion of yours. Did you say that's correct?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I love it.
So then now, how did you take your passion and develop your skills?
Okay, so let me bring you all the way back to when I was little. When I was 10 years old, I actually started tutoring people then. Just because I wanted to do it. And I was tutoring people in college algebra just because it was free.
Oh.
Love math. So
I see.
So at that point, I was paid a little bit to do it back then, and I was like, well, this is just something I do for fun. It's nothing to me. And then when I got older, I realized that it's something I had a gift for. So when I was working in corporate world, I worked in corporate IT for a while as well. And I noticed, I kept getting emails into my inbox about going to a teacher certification class. So I ended up going, and I said, I don't want to be in education. That doesn't sound like it fits me, right? So ended up going into education and taught in the classroom for 4.5 years. Taught high school math from Algebra 1 all the way to AP Calculus BC. And
love calculus.
Yeah, calculus is awesome though.
Yes, it's my favorite subject. In math, it's my favorite subject.
So I didn't finish it off. Then I went back to corporate just to get a little bit more experience. Worked at Microsoft for a couple of years. Came out of that and I was like, well, that's not for me. I want to go back in education. And I ended up getting a role as an instructional coach, so mentoring all the math educators and kind of fulfilling my circle of education. And starting a company a couple years ago. It was just me by myself. Very hard work as an entrepreneur. Starting your own company is always more difficult than being in somebody else's organization. And so trying to get that off the ground, knock door to door is where I started. I have basic business cards, basic information, and then I evolved. To getting a website that was phenomenal, built by a frat brother of mine, and business cards that were developed, and now we're looking at doing an app and a lot of other things. So
awesome. Well, make sure you let me know when that app comes out.
Absolutely.
I will be excited about that. Exactly. I have a 5-year-old, so definitely getting assistance and teaching her concepts of math. That is super important because you lay a really good foundation.
Yes.
You lay a good foundation, you can build a good house.
Absolutely important.
I love it. So then now, how are you using technology to push your mission and build out your brand and evolve into where you see tutoring going?
So one thing I want to say is this: all tutoring does not have to be done face to face.
Yes.
You know, right here, right?
Yeah.
Folks will come and say, hey, we want to do tutoring and we're in San Antonio or we're in Florida, Miami, or you know, we're in Saudi Arabia, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
But they feel that they're limited and say, well, you're not local, so can we do anything with you guys? Well, of course you can, right? So we use Skype as a solution, and also Google Hangout via technology to make sure that we can reach. It's all about the reach, right?
Yeah.
Trying to get all the students, all the kids, and we do it adults as well. So we kind of give that whole possible situation for everybody to get tutoring. Now, in addition to that, we use applications where I can, use my tablet, and I have a screen capture, right?
Oh, yes.
Or pen capture, right? So when I'm writing down, I'm making notes and I'm doing things, little mini lessons, if you will.
They can see it.
They can be, videoed, right?
Okay.
So then when I get done, they can just hit play, and now they see the lesson that I made. It's almost something similar to your Khan Academy or whatnot, or any other organization that does
so like
similar
every
to that.
key step that you use, they can see when you
Right. And they hear my voice.
Oh,
so it's not just
perfect.
screen, it's both voice and it's pen.
Okay.
So they get the whole, the whole
experience. I love it. I love it. I love it. So then now,
and of course social media.
Yes, social
Gotta
media
do
is
that.
huge.
Gotta do that.
Yeah, because it lets people know who you are, what you stand for, what your mission is, who your target audience is, and it does it at my favorite cost in the world, $3.99. $3.99. But then now, if I wanted to find you, where actually would I go?
Okay, so there's a multitude of locations.
Okay.
We'll start off with social media, right?
Okay,
so
cool.
LinkedIn.
Okay.
Which is the business-like social media platform, right? You can go to INC Tutoring there. Go to Twitter, of course, at INC Tutoring. And then Facebook, and It's Not Complicated Tutoring. We have a Facebook page there as well. Okay. And there's some articles that have been written, too, about the organization, so you can always search for those.
And then what's your website?
Website is www.inctutoring.com.
Okay, cool. So then now, if, let's say, because I'm going to start homeschooling my daughter, so I'm definitely going to need to employ the help of some tutors for her. So if I wanted to, and like I said, she's 5, so she's going into kindergarten. So if I wanted to sign her up, do I have to be represented by a business or a school or a brand, or can I, as an individual, sign up my daughter?
Actually, either way will work.
Cool.
People come to us via our biggest platform is word of mouth. Okay. Social media is great, but word of mouth is also one of our bigger, ways that our name gets around. So come to us as an individual, a business organization, a nonprofit, or as a group. I mean, we do all of those type of situations so you guys get what you need.
Oh, perfect. So then you'll tailor it to what I want for her.
Exactly. And I don't know if you're familiar with Jack and Jill organization, but we partner with them in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and beyond to do a lot of tutoring for their students as well. But it's very tailored. The important thing is, and here's the big one that you guys will see out there. Tutoring needs to be tailored one-on-one, prescriptive to how you learn and your character.
Makes sense.
You can't tutor somebody and not know them and not get to know them.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
Because it makes us comfortable.
Yeah.
And if I'm tutoring, for example, your 5-year-old, she's not gonna, want to be tutored by somebody who she doesn't know.
Very true.
What are your weaknesses, strengths? How are you doing in school? What's your past performance? What's your goals? Things of that nature. And then once I get to know you, then we can bring in the teachers. We can bring you in as the parent, and it becomes more holistic. So
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm going to make sure, because like I said, we start this homeschool thing in September, so I'm going to have to definitely tap you. Yes.
It's coming soon.
Like, hey, guess what? I need help. But no, I love the platform that you've created. And as we close out, I guess my major question for you would be, if you could tell any parent who is struggling with the education of their children how to kind of assist them in getting on the right path, because education gives you options.
Right.
Period. It gives you options.
It does.
And you want to be able to, compete and have options that you can exercise. So what would you tell any parent who's having difficulty getting their child to like school or like education, what piece of advice would you give?
One thing that we do to kind of start that off is that some people come to us and say, you know what, we hate math, or we don't like science, or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, people see my passion, and my passion is kind of contagious. So the parents need to bring that kind of passion to the student or to their child and say, hey, look, you need this to graduate, for one, right? And you need this to be a well-rounded individual when you get to society, right? So be involved in the kids' education. Know what they're doing for homework every night, and make sure the homework is complete. Now, not one problem should be missed. That one problem either needs to be done, or the teacher needs to be notified to say, hey, this kid doesn't know this, right?
Yeah.
So be involved. 2, make sure they go to PTA meetings, things of that nature. PTSA meeting or PTA, whichever it's called in your respective city. But go to the PTA meetings. Get involved with the other parents, okay? 3, make sure it starts at the home. Discipline, okay? When the child goes into the classroom, they get with all their friends, and everybody's from a different background or socioeconomic background, so they may not have the same type of experiences you may have had, right? So now you have to tailor your instruction and tailor how you're raising your kid to be that great person, that outstanding individual in America, right, in this society. So the things that we're going through right now in the world is kind of crazy. So we want to make sure that we're helping our kids be the best that they can be. And lastly, positive encouragement. We don't get enough of that. We see our parents saying, hey, we want you to pass. Well, pass doesn't work in INC at all. 95% of our clientele excel in everything. To date, nobody has gotten less than a B in anything that we've tutored, period. So
awesome. So it's not enough to pass, you have to excel. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you guys for joining us. And don't forget to catch us next time. If you haven't already, make sure you go and like our Facebook page. It's www.facebook.com/The Millennial Voice. See you next time on the My Nomad Life Tour. Bye.
See y'all later.
You try to be different just to be the same as